The Birds is about leaving a system that didn't serve and finding a space that gets to be reclaimed by the birds. So the birds fleeing cities that don't serve them, civilizations and societies that don't serve them, and finding their own space, their own community, and then having people hear about it and then also want to be a part of that community and embody the world that they've built. And does that work? Not all the time. I think the greater conversation is that, what is decolonization in colonial systems? Can you actually decolonize? The first time I read The Birds, I never read Aristophanes' The Birds, and that was a bit purposeful because I didn't want to do a comparison. And what I read was a lot of space for creativity for the director to have and for the actors to have. And I read that I saw a lot of the humor and the ingenuity of how Yvette writes. And I saw a need for education in the content of the material. Like, you read the play, it's short, and then you kind of get a sense. But once you start delving into her world, you realize how complex and intrinsic and intricate it is. And so when you're thinking about, I call it the cacophony of colonizers, is you have to understand why there's a priest and why there's an artist, why there's surveyors, why there's, you have to understand why those characters exist in the play. And to do that, you have to understand their role in colonization of Indigenous peoples. And to do that, you have to do your research and your educational homework. It's been very supportive and very encouraging and quite transformational for everyone, including myself. And so it's actually been a bit healing to be able to direct a play, knowing that I still get to have my practice, my embodied practice, and that there's a lot of support that's behind the work that we're doing. I don't feel like this is work that I'm just doing by myself, and how important it is. And I feel like everyone understands how important this is and how they want to be a part of that change. And I would say that has been really refreshing, really inspiring. When we did The Birds in Canada, it was really during COVID, so we couldn't have an audience. I think what makes this one much different is that we'll get to have an audience, but also the composition. Toby's composition is just really, really incredible, and it's been such a joy to work with a composer in this way, and to see the way that it challenges the actors and the way that they're working really hard to make, to learn the composition. And I think that's what makes this production very, for me, makes it very, very special. I try to demystify the hierarchy in the room, knowing that I'm still the director and I still have vision, but it really is about sharing knowledge with one another, and not only our knowledge but our feelings and our own individualness within a community. I try to build I actually work very hard to build a community in every time that I get to do this work. The Birds is part of a journey for JMU, for yourself, for Toby, for the students. It's a journey for you to continue that curiosity forward. And that's really what, if I've done, to be a part of that is actually just, to me, that's kind of my job as a person, is to create space for further conversation, for further knowing, and it's really encouraging to see the students embrace that. And I know when they leave this experience that they're not going to forget this, and that they're going to become better artists because of it, because they're going to realize that they don't need to be the only voice in the room. And that's really the priority. So when you say acknowledge, witness, experience, it's really just to be, it brings me a lot of joy every day to see people thriving.